Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It is your man Jay, and this is the 2023 Tesla Model 3. 3 months in, just over 3,000 miles. So I am impressed, to say the least. This has been one of the better experiences of owning a vehicle. So there's a lot of things I want to discuss, but I'll try to keep it as compact as possible. First things first, how do I like the car? Well, I absolutely love the vehicle. It's a beautiful vehicle. This has got to be one of the best decisions I've made when it comes to owning a vehicle and purchasing a vehicle. This is it. I have been super happy with owning this vehicle. I mean, I couldn't be happier. It is just a beautiful experience to own a vehicle like this. So I've got just over 3,000 miles. I think I'm at like 3,500 miles or so. At the recording of this video, and I've had this car for 3 months. So this car is the rear-wheel drive Tesla Model 3. It is not the performance or anything like that. It is just a, I guess, base model, if you will. But there's a lot of car here for a person who doesn't have to commute like 500 miles in a day. I mean, if you did, you still could have this car because you would just supercharge, or you would just charge if you want to. But personally, I feel like this car is probably the smart purchase. I always tell you about cell phones that are the smart purchase, and I think this is probably a smart purchase for a person who wants to get into the EV game. There are other EVs that cost less, like the Bolt right now is selling in the 20s, and this car as it stands right now is the time to buy, folks. When I bought it, I got it for 38. Now this particular car is 36. So just 3 months later, and the prices are fluctuating. But at the same time, you're getting a lot of car for 36,000, and then you still can qualify for the $7,500 tax credit if you can. But even if you can't, you're going to save so much money in fuel. I don't even think it's going to matter, and I'm going to talk about fuel savings as well. But this has been a great car for me, man. So the price, $38,000, and then when I do my taxes, I can get $7,500 back. But I think the real thing for me is the fuel savings. So in the last 3,500 miles or so, I'm a little over 3,500 miles, I've spent $34. That's incredible. 3 months, 3,500 miles, $34. It's sick. And the only reason I spent that $34 is because I wasn't always supercharging. Like, I have so many supercharging miles now, I don't even charge at my house. I don't charge at my house anymore. And pardon the wind if you hear a lot of wind. I didn't bring my other microphone. This video is courtesy of the iPhone 15 Pro Max. No external microphone this time. So I gotta tell you, $34 in 3 months for 3,500 miles, that's pretty spectacular. That's pretty doggone good. Yeah, that's really good. Now, I supercharge this car pretty much anytime I'm going to charge it because I have so many supercharging miles. That's why I saved so much money, because I'm not paying for charging right now. And if I was paying for charging, I estimate I probably would have spent about 75 bucks, maybe 75. I'm not sure. But we'll see once if I ever run out of supercharging miles. But I still have so many supercharging miles. I mean, it's crazy. But nonetheless, $34, 3 months, 3,500 miles. Impressive. Now, some other things I like about this car is just the way it looks. This is a pretty sleek looking car. Now, the factory caps that come on there, I think you should take them off and you should get some of these. It's a cap, a 20-inch cap for a 18-inch wheel. So this looks like a performance model at some angles. People think it's a performance model sometimes, but it's not. It's a rear-wheel drive. The caps look like the performance caps. And if I were to paint the rotors red, they would definitely think it was but I'm not going to be false flagging. It's not my style. But nonetheless, this car looks really nice. It's a very sleek car. I love the way the body lines are. It's a really nice car. So saving money, lots of miles for me. There are people out there who have 10,000 miles in 3 months, 10,000 miles in a month. I've seen some people really put some miles on this car. I'm like, man, what are they doing with the car? But nonetheless, yeah, lots of miles for me. and lots of enjoyable miles too. And let's talk about not just the miles, let's talk about how comfortable this car is. Now, I am riding on the 18-inch wheel. Now, the bigger wheel you get, the smaller tire you're gonna go with on this car. So if you get the 20-inch, if you get the performance model, you're gonna have 20-inch tires, and they're gonna be a lot thinner, but you can still have a comfortable ride, because I've driven a performance model before, and it was extremely comfortable. But these 18 inches compared to the 19s and 20s are always gonna be way more comfortable. That's just how it is. That is how it's going to be. They're going to be more comfortable, and there's nothing you can do about it. More tire on the road, more sidewall, better ride. That's just how it goes. So I just cleaned the car up. We had a storm the other day, so I just cleaned the car up, and I still got to go back and clean the caps, but still, I dried it off, got it nice and clean, and rolled over to my spot here. But overall, comfortable ride, very comfortable ride. Now we can talk about seating as well too. I think I'm gonna open the door. Here we go. Talk about the seating. Let's see. Talk about the seating in here. It is really, really comfortable. These are some comfortable seats. They say these are like vegan leather or whatever. They're comfortable. That's all I know. That is a comfortable seat. And overall, the interior and the cabin room and everything in there, it's really good. Let me open up the back too, because I've got some stuff in the trunk. There's lots of storage here. You've got lots of storage in this car. And if I let those seats down, I've got even more storage in the car. Really nice. I think I'm really enjoying. This is like turning into like the ultimate ride for me of the cars that I've purchased that are in this class. So like Honda Civic, Accord, Corolla. Those were cars that I were considering for a small compact car like this, daily driver. The Corolla took top spot though. The Corolla took top spot because it's a hybrid, and it was 55 miles to the gallon. But the thing is, it's still a gas vehicle. It still needs an oil change. It still got to be the transmission checked. All these different things that you don't have to worry about with this car right here. The most I think I'll probably have to do with this car is wiper fluid, wheels, and cabin filter. I think that's the maintenance. If there's any maintenance, I think that is the maintenance. So owning a Tesla is probably one of the better. I talked about charging and how much money I've spent, but the best part about owning a Tesla is there are superchargers everywhere. I'm within 30 to 45 minutes of a supercharger everywhere I go, like everywhere. So I took a trip recently, and I was out of town in the boonies, like way out there. And when I was heading back, it was an hour and a half one way, and I wasn't fully charged when I left. So when I got to the location, when I swiped down to go home, it pulled up my route to my house, but it said, hey, you're going to need to stop at this supercharger before you go to your house. And that's one thing I like about the Teslas, man. It'll direct you on a long trip. That was a 6-hour trip or something like that. I ended up doing something. It was a long drive, but at that portion, it was an hour and a half straight through. And it was like, hey, we need you to stop over here at this supercharger. We need to get you some juice. And then it said, you only have to charge here for 2 minutes, and then you can continue on to the next one. I was like, this is so crazy. I love it. A great experience with a vehicle like this. Sorry for the shaky cam. This is a shaky cam production. But yeah, man, I'm impressed with the vehicle. I have no complaints. And that's pretty much all I got, man. I mean, I could draw this out a lot longer, but there's really no need to, because this, in fact, this car speaks for itself. It's a phenomenal experience not having a motor. Because I've got other cars, they have a motor and a transmission, and I'm done laughing at people. It's been 3 months since I've laughed, but I used to laugh and make fun of people who have Teslas. I used to say it's a computer on wheels, but then after I got my own, I was like, whoa, I can see why they like these cars. So one other thing I want to talk about is the power. Now, this is the rear-wheel drive version of this car, and this car, I thought somebody was coming up behind me. This car is only like 200 and something horsepower and 200 something torque. I haven't even looked up the specs, because honestly, it doesn't matter for me, because the instant torque on this car is absolutely great. If you are looking for a car with instant torque, just any kind of power to put down, this is going to be the car for you. We're trying to get in my video. Get out of here. No, this is going to be the car for you. If you're looking for a car. Now, they have the performance model and then they have the all-wheel drive. The all-wheel drive and the performance model have the long range. I mean, the long range and the performance model have all-wheel drive. This has rear-wheel drive, and this thing takes off. And I know it says the 0 to 60 is only like 5.8 seconds, but the instant torque, and when you're watching yourself walk away from other cars initially, oh, they'll catch you. When you watch yourself walk away from them initially, you're gonna say, man, this car is fast. And that's just how it feels. Owning a Tesla with the instant torque, it doesn't have all the power, but it has enough power to make you feel like you're driving a fancy sports car. Yeah, that's the truth. You'll walk away from a lot of people, and even though they'll catch you, depending on where you're going, they might not, but this car is phenomenal. So it's your man Jay, quick update on the Tesla, 3 months in, and I am loving this thing, man. I'm loving it. I think I might just go charge it up just because I can. I got unlimited supercharging miles, so why not? But I do have level 2 at my house, and I highly recommend that you upgrade your house to level 2, or just find any place where you can charge at all, and get that trickle charge. You got to at least get the mobile charger. But there are other chargers out there. But the Tesla mobile charger isn't the best charger now that I've had it for a while, so I'm glad I have a different charger. I have another level 2 charger. But nonetheless, man, it's super, super convenient to charge. When I'm charging, I just watch a movie. I'll pull up Netflix because I have internet in the car. You get a trial of it, but I just went ahead and continued because why not? I didn't have to pay for it. So still, even if I had to pay for it, I still think I would have done it for the year. But I just cashed in some points and got the premium service for another year. And I'll just probably continue to cash in points to get the premium service as long as I have the car. But nonetheless, man, this is a beautiful ride for all those Tesla owners out there. I know you guys know what you have. And I think it's all the people who, again, sorry for the shaky cam. I think it's all the people who don't have a Tesla at this point in the game. You got to try it out. The network alone and the performance and money savings for fuel and the comfort of the rides, it's a game changer. And I believe next year for the 24 models, you don't even have to pay you don't have to file for the $7,500 tax credit. I'm being told, rumor is they're going to just apply it to the balance right away. So that's going to be nice. So my $38,000 purchase here is one of the best I've ever made in the game lately. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm getting ready to get out of here. See you in the next one. Take care.